10 seconds
Radiant
remaining.
team ban.
OG's turn to ban.
Radiant
remaining.
team ban.
OG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Radiant team ban.
OG's turn to pick.
Radiant team pick.
The sack.
Ten seconds remaining.
Radiant team pick.
Send.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Epicenter XL. We are back with group stage games here between OG and Pain Gaming. I'm your ever faithful host and companion, Killer Pigeon, and, well, wait, who are you?
I'm B-Cop. I'm the other play-by-play caster that's supposed to be with you.
No, that's not right. That's not. No, I'm the play-by-play.
They told me I was the play-by-play.
I think this guy. What the hell is this? Okay, apparently
5 seconds remaining.
I'm the play-by-play, but you're the play-by-play.
Yeah, I'm play-by-play number one. You're guest play-by-play.
No. I'm play-by-play number one. You're guest.
I can take it.
Okay, we'll split it. We'll split it. Okay, it's all good. There are always victors between the two of us, and, well, who will be victor in this series? Because Pain Gaming versus OG, these two teams have been pretty formidable so far. I mean, Pain, they had that series against VP. They did lose, but they looked quite strong. They were pretty competitive.
Yeah, that first game against VP, they really looked good. Maybe not everything looked as crisp as they would have wanted, but against a team that's already qualified for the International, the #1 team in the DPC, and you take a game off them coming into your first group stage matchup, that's solid.
With a new player as well, you know, we recently joined the roster, and they're looking pretty formidable so far. OG, of course, they had a 2-0 victory yesterday, and I feel like this is going to be a best of 3 that goes to 3, right? This is going to be 3 games.
It definitely looks like it should be, especially after Pain Gaming's performance against VP. Again, you know, it's Weeha who really shined for me in that first series against VP. So we'll see if he's able to do the same against OG. But OG looks so strong against Na'Vi with that quick 2-0, and it was just how are Pain Gaming going to really respond to something like that? Seeing a performance like that, you know, OG over Na'Vi.
Well, speaking of shiny things, shiny, luminescent, glittery, whatever you want to twilight it up, it's Leshrac has come out for OG. So Leshrac, a hero we're actually seeing more and more of in the competitive scene again. It seems like this man has snuck back into the mid lane. I'm gonna boldly say I had for a while been saying one batch, one buff. That's all it needs. And Disco Pony is back dancing in that mid lane, and if we're heading there.
And it's not only that, it's you know, he also fits in the 5 at times too. So he's a versatile hero. He works well early in the draft where, you know, this in Earthshaker, it's a lineup where maybe Earthshaker is going to be the off lane. He's most likely going to be the 4, but is Leshrac going to be your mid? Is Leshrac going to be your 5? And he is strong in both those positions, and he also brings a stun to the game with Earthshaker, so you've got that lockdown on lockdown that's going to really work for OG.
Well, that's the peculiar thing. Earthshaker, a hero that we see OG pick up so much. They love this hero, right? But a lot of teams have been shying away from it. I think it was like partly, I was talking to some pros, and they felt the Echo Slam nerf needed to happen, but it was way too strong of a nerf. Like, it completely grounded Earthshaker's existence into dust. But, I mean, we do still see teams make it work. I think the catch is, like, when you have Fissure, if you just want to pick a hero for Fissure, you can just pick Tusk, because Tusk does something similar, but he does it better. And interestingly enough, he hasn't even been banned out, but OG's first wall, straight in with the Earthshaker. And we also, on the side of Pain, we haven't talked about that, the fact they're going for the Chen San King opener, which is safe, but formidable. I mean, King RD plays a really mean Sand King.
Yeah, I like Sand King here too, especially once he gets that Blink Dagger. It's that long-range initiation that you're going to get, and Chen, he's going to have a couple of creeps to work with you. Maybe he's got the Thunderclap with a couple of Hellbears, or maybe he's got, you know, to add on a couple of stuns with a couple of Centaurs. It's something that works really well. I think Chen is really going to be mobile in this lineup, and they're going to be looking to be aggressive with these two heroes.
Oh, first pick.
Darkseer.
Oh, this guy has actually been sneaking back into the offlane. Okay, this hero kind of disappeared for quite a while. And it's always interesting because whenever I talk to, like, most offlanes, there's one or two that I know love this hero, but most of the ones I've talked to, they're like, you know, it's they accepted for years, they accepted it as a necessity that you need to know how to play Darkseer well.
Yeah.
They didn't like it though, because it's like, it does have a big playmaker element with the vacuum, but your laning stage is very predictable.
Yeah. You know, you're going with the Ion Shell, you're just trying to get last hits. When he was starting to fade out of the scene, I feel like he was getting very much bullied in the off lane. I don't know if that's going to happen now more, because the off lane's gotten a lot harder,
but they helped him a bit because they decreased the XP required for 2. Yeah. And people thought, well, Darkseer will come back in, and he just didn't appear. He's just out of nowhere. This hero just overnight seemingly died for the off lane role. I think part of it is like the off lane, you either go for someone who can farm super well, or you go for a playmaker, something like a Brewmaster that's going to come in, and level 6 is a huge spike. Level 6 is not a big spike for Darkseer. Many don't even necessarily level the wall. They kind of read the map, they go, are we going to fight in the next 2 minutes? No? Okay. No wall. The fight comes to me, or I just farm.
Yeah, he's not a hero that really leaves the off lane as often as many others might. Like you said, Brewmaster, I would say Doom maybe moves a little bit more, depending on his build, if he goes for the Infernal Blade as well as the Doom. I think he's one that's going to be a little bit more mobile. And now we've got OG who pick up the Witch Doctor, which puts Witch Doctor in the 5, and Leshrac now probably confirmed for mid.
It's a pretty brutal combo. So Witch Doctor, I've been very vocal about this. I feel like he is his Maledict best support spell level 1, because the kill potential you get, just a few heroes there, tap someone in the face a few times, suddenly they're reaving around the ground like, please, I'm going to die, someone help me. But there's like a hard spike. If you don't keep up and you don't start making kills early on or forcing people out, you just feel like your Maledict really starts to tick off a little bit. But with the Earthshaker, you've got that cutoff. You're going to get a few punches in. If they walk away after the fidget disappears, they're probably dead.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you still think Witch Doctor has that kind of potential with the nerf to his Maledict early?
It makes it harder, right?
Yeah.
But it needed to happen because this hero was like surpassing Disruptor in terms of picks. But we did see the Troll, which is another hero. Like we should probably discuss that before we in the Lone Druid, because the Troll is the epitome of Agi heroes at the moment. This move back to Agi because armor is so damn good. And I think the way I heard it defined recently is all I need are phase boots and an Aquila, and I'm going to run at you. And it's true. This hero is insane.
Even with the BKB, you know, sometimes we see Trolls a little bit struggle, but all of a sudden they get that BKB, and that's not a problem anymore. They're able to run through these teams, and it's early. That's early for a Troll. Just getting to that BKB, like first or second big item,
yeah,
you have the ability to be aggressive early, and that's what I was talking about early in this lineup for Pain Gaming with the Sand King and the Chen. It seems like a lineup that's going to run at you.
It's good because the thing is, the argument used to be, if I get a BKB too quick, I expend the charges, what do I get out of it? But most games seem to be ending around the 30-40 minute mark.
Yeah.
You're not going to end, like, by the time you're on a 5-second BKB, you've probably taken a Rax, at least that's your hope, or maybe 2. And then the final Rax is hard, but by then you've secured Roach Pit, you're pushing in, so there's a gamble. There's more of a gamble on BKBs, which is always, when we see these late BKB pickups in games that go 40 minutes plus, you feel that sway, because a 10-second BKB at 40 minutes in, a team fight can last like 10 seconds, because people just go boof, completely disappear. And things that do disappear and reappear right by his side. The Lone Druid was picked, and this hero, even with the nerfs to Helm of the Dominator, is still pretty formidable, pretty dangerous to deal with, and it just feels like the Helm of the Dominator, it feels like an item made for Lone Druid.
Yeah, I like it here, and especially with the Leshrac, I think they're looking a little bit more towards their laning phase to last a little bit longer than Pain's is gonna. You know, they're looking to farm more, they're trying to take the game a little bit later, use that Lone Druid farm, especially with Leshrac, who, once he gets that Bloodstone, that's going to be their moment to start going off. The problem is now you've got to withstand what would be, the early mid-game of Pain Gaming at the moment. So I don't know if this Lone Druid is going to get the time necessary to get everything that he really needs.
Well, this is the real gamble when you pick Leshrac, is like you just said about Bloodstone. It pretty much highlights the hero. You want that Bloodstone so badly. But rushing it is very risky, especially against heroes like this with the Troll Warlord. If he gets on top, he gets one bash, done. Sand King, Epicenter. It feels like you maybe need the Yules here. You've got certain defensive elements to cover. You've got the Roar to reset the fight. You've got the Voodoo Restoration, but there's big spikes of damage coming out from Pain Gaming. And I have to wonder where Pain want to go mid lane, because this should be Troll safe lane.
It could be Troll mid, but I doubt it.
It would be pretty bold. I mean, we've already seen the Lina banned out by OG, so I feel like in this scenario, with Lina banned out, OD doesn't handle Leshrac perfectly. You could try and gamble on something like a Shadow Fiend, but with the Earthshaker there, the cutoff is going to be dangerous.
Would Razor be worth it over mid?
Razor kind of has this issue where it's one of those heroes that when you run forward, you can kind of be predicted if you're going for the static link. And also, the Lightning Storm on the track, you can just move away because the slow should give you enough time to break the link. Especially, I'm not like Razor for OG instead. How about that?
Oh, that's totally what I meant.
I mean, well, it makes sense, right? Troll Warlord's there. He wants to be like, if Troll, he wants to start off ranged, he wants to then get in and get the bashes. Razor is the anti-carry in the game. He's like, hey, if I got items, great, but if I haven't, all I need is your damage. Let's go.
Yeah, hit me as fast as you want, but if you're hitting me for nothing, I don't really care how fast you hit.
Hey man, those bashes are dangerous. Don't mess.
They definitely are, as
I'm looking for the point where like Troll's standing there just bashing him. He's like,
but
I've almost got my damage back. I've almost got my damage back. I just need to make sure he does not get out of the stun.
And I do like the Razor pick with not only the slow of the Leshrac, but the lockdown that they have with the cast, the split earth as well as the fissure. Like, that is so much to work with. That gives you a lot of time to get that damage started off. And now that they go to the Dark Willow, this is...
I like it.
Wow, we had Dark Willow.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing some Dark Willow here. I mean, we usually see this picked up as a POS 4 or 5 in most teams. There have been some arguments about it as a POS 3, but this is definitely a little bit different way to go to what we usually see. But looking at these drafts, I mean, it's kind of weird, right? It's kind of like you're looking at this mixture of your classic heroes and these new ones coming through. And I feel like Pain Gaming, I'd say almost every game is a Sand King in, but it's so much more important in this one because there's an Earthshake on the other side. Whoever gets a blink first is going to basically control the mid game for their team.
Yeah.
And both these players, they can get quick blinks. Like, King plays incredibly aggressive. Jerax, this man, like, he loves aggression as well. He was also really good at finding farm no matter where he is. But those are your drops, and we are ready to get underway with game 1 of this best of 3 between OG and Pain Game. Let's get straight into it with a lot of laughing coming out from the Dark Willow. Sometimes you wonder if it was the right choice for us to even have those voices on. For casting rights. So, I wonder about this Dark Willow because we were talking about it while we were practicing for this whole, duel, I'm play-by-play guest and all that. We didn't practice.
We didn't practice. This is completely new off the top of our heads right now, happening out.
He wasn't like hyperventilating in the hotel or anything?
No, that definitely was not me. But I was talking about Bedlam. Like, now he's in a core role. Like it's a very strong ability, right? Like 6 is a huge peak point for a lot of supports, but like this, whether you're support or core, I mean, the difference between getting 6 quickly and getting 12 quickly is so noticeable. And when you're a mid laner here, you've got all the time in the world to get your hands on it. Mid is a lane that people would love to harass and shut out, but since the changes with the tower positioning, it's a lot harder to get in there and gank. When I look at what OG have got, if the Earthshaker can sneak around the side, it's an easy gank, right? Because Dark Willow doesn't have a blink away. She's relying on the Shadow Realm to just basically buy time, move away without being attacked, but Fissure Complete cuts you off from escape. Which Shadow Realm now against what OG can throw is I don't know how worth it that's going to be. Are you easily able to run away from what OG brings to the table?
Exactly. And okay, he actually really is he going for it? No, he decides he doesn't want that bounty rune. So I mean, OG getting 3 bounties to start with, not bad.
But they've also got the cast. Split Earth comes through. They're going to try and get this kill on a King RD. Should have Burrow Strike to get to the high ground just in case, but he has nothing skilled at the moment. So just holding on to it, trying to see what he can get first into that lane.
And well, looks like Essel, of course, going to be taking the Leshrac mid as we expect to see 6 in that off lane with the Razor. And that's, yeah, he's going to be up against the Darkseer. So this isn't like this is more of a draw lane. No one's really going to win this. So it's going to be annoying somewhat for Razor, but at the same time, because Tavo's nowhere near, he can't really get a good static link off. And when you get level 2, Tavo can just instantly break that static link every time with the Surge. So there you go. That's his best shot. Get the static link right now. But this is like, the Darkseer is not really farming with his right click. He's farming with the Iron
Shell, and he's got 2 of them up there, and they also don't have a way to get maybe behind him or stun him. That's just Razor against Darkseer, so are you really able to get yourself a kill early? You're just stealing that damage as Fissure comes out. King RD might be in a little bit of trouble, but the side of OG are too far behind.
They need level 2 because they took the cast level 1 to try and harass him out, which then got the Maledict and cast bouncing. Can they get anything on this guy? I mean, HFN, this is the rough part. Like, you don't have super loads of armor, and you don't have much HP to work with, so it's a bit harder to stay in this lane. It feels like No-Tail's going to have a fun time. And King RD, well, he hasn't got enough for the Burrow Strike. He can use the Mango in a few seconds, but he's trapped. He's not going to make it out. The first blood does go the way, and No-Tail picking it up. And that's a fantastic start for Lone Druid. He really wants to just accelerate his speed towards getting that Helm of Dom now. Yeah,
and with the perfect fissure right there, they're able to get the first blood, which looked quite nice. And Jerax is there just trying to line up these fissures, work with the cast. Then they'll have the Maledict too. This is an impressive lane for OG that, in my eyes, can really work out.
Well, I really like it because when you look at the matchup here, right, like we said in the issues, Earthshaker, how do you get the value? Where do you go? This is a kind of Pain has a run at you lineup, right? They've got Troll Warlord, they've got the Chen who's going to want to get in, and Tanking's want to be there for stun. So you can easily break up their formation and then turn it into a kill, especially considering that you've got the Witch Doctor up against, wow, that was a quick death. The Witch Doctor up against the Chen, right? You stun the creeps, it's all good.
We are going down there, and it's just the struggle of a Dark Will. Like you said, all you have is the Shadow Realm. You're not as fortunate as a Puck to have like Illusory Orb and Phase Shift to avoid these incoming ganks, and I think that's where we're going to see Weehaw really struggle, is if Jerax is going to stay around and be aggressive all over the map looking for kills.
Oh, absolutely. It's the kind of case, like, the Pulse 4s need to decide the tempo here. We already said this. Jerax has an easier time ganking the mid lane. Sand King, it's reactive, and No-Tail.
Yeah, No-Tail getting a little bit low, and the Caustic Finale from King RD will get the kill. So 3 heroes here. Jerax nowhere to be found. No fissure to stop these heroes from coming in, and they get the kill.
And I think this is kind of the thing you have to address here, is this lane is going to be back and forth, but who gets more value out of? It's Troll, or is it Lone Druid? And I feel like Troll, like, he needs less to function at maximum, well, not maximum potential, but like maximum coming into the mid game. Whereas on a Lone Druid, you maybe go for that Helm of Dominant, and then you're looking towards something like a Radiant, which isn't a small item to pick up here.
Yeah, you need a lot of time for that.
Exactly, and it's also the, you know, like, the one thing you got going for you is Troll doesn't really enable other heroes with super powerful right clicks.
Looking to go for No-Tail again, but the nice fissure hits on a couple of these heroes, and they looked like they were set up for the Burrow Strike, but again, Jerax there with the fissure, nicely done to stop the oncoming pressure from Pain.
I like this from Jerax though, like, he's not constantly present in lane, right? So he's trying to wait for them to go and then come around and interrupt.
Yeah.
And then in between that, we always have to kind of anticipate that Earthshaker could be coming to his lane, and he could cut him off. And that's like, the psychological effect an Earthshaker off the map has on your team is substantial.
Yeah, they're looking to play the counter step on OG with Jerax, and I think that's the perfect way to just do that in that lane right now.
I mean, other than that kill in the mid lane, we haven't really talked much about it, and you can see right now there is an advantage for S4 in the last hit. So you start getting points into the Lightning Storm and spamming it out. It's kind of like that similar effect that Zeus has, but more dangerous. And King RD, he's going to hide for the Sandstorm right time. Jerax chasing through. Needs to move away quickly. I mean, Duster, just that one Hellbear is really serving him well so far. It's keeping him on the back foot. And
yeah, Thunderclap is nice, but again, it's hard to get even close to these heroes on OG. You have to deal cap, but over bottom, you take a look. Tavo, he's on this Darkseer, looking to get away from the Razor. There's the static link under the tier 1 tower. He'll send over the Troll, but I don't think Razor is in any sort of trouble.
If he gets hit by that Whirling Axe, like, he's just out of range. So he just glimpsed the HFN was coming. So HFN switching up lanes, and I hope he stays here, because I don't... Here's the issue. Darkseer doesn't handle Lone Druid great because you've got the bear, you can quickly get rid of the creeps. But at the same time, he's got a few levels now. The lane isn't really working out in Troll's favor. They were hoping to maybe get a few more kills on the side, whereas OG are just separating the fight so well with the Earthshaker mid.
Yeah, we dropped again, and that's the second death. S4 gets that one too, so it was a solo kill the first time, and now he's gonna get, or no, Jerax was there both times actually. Take that back.
Yeah, this is the kind of case. We need to pay attention to this mid lane, because every time we look away, he just disappears.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to know what the catch is? Just watch this man here, Jerax here, because this is the guy setting up the kills. He's got 1 to his name, he's got 2 assists. He's involved in a lot of the blood happening right now.
And yeah, over bottom again, he's just there for the fissure. He's where Pain want to be, and he's always where Pain wants to be, and that stops them from... Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like a Tusk is kind of a smaller area, whereas an Earthshaker, good positioning, you can cut off an entire chase, just block an entire lane. And you're starting to see this here. You're starting to see how they don't have any way of breaking through. I mean, the Chen, like, if he goes too far forward and he gets split up, Sanking can follow through with a Burrow Strike. Do you really want to be using Burrow Strike to catch up past the fissure, though? No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. It's like the worst thing you can do is, and you know Troll's just going to be left behind like, hey guys, you having fun on that side? Good. I'll just go back to farming and you guys could die.
The team kind of needs to be together for Pain to really work, and you're not using that Burrow Strike to really split yourself off like you're saying. And for me, OG, you know, these lanes are going a little bit longer for them, but they're fine with that. They need their farm. They're not going to be working as early as Pain, but once they get the stuns and they can stun lock you with Fissure, Bask, as well as the Split Earth, what are you going to do on the side of Pain?
Because look at this, King RD is waiting festival. And I think you're right, like this stun combo is pretty brutal, but they look to address it, right? They just got 6 on Wii. He's going to have the Bedlam. You've got points in the root. If King RD sets it up, and actually they ping out him first. Jerax interrupts, turn around, terrorize. It's just going to scare S4 away, and King RD barely escaping with his life there.
It's just Jerax seems to be where Pain Gaming wants to be every single time. How many times are we going to see this where Pain Gaming are looking to initiate and Jerax is there? It's like he's reading this game perfect. Yeah, he's mind reading Pain at the moment.
He's totally psychic. You know, Professor X. He's going full X-Men on us. Like you're right though. This man is like his positioning has been on point. This is what you expect your boss for in this type of scenario. You know, if you farm, you're kind of better off, right? Because King RD, he's looking to get kills to get his blink dagger. He's not looking for farming to do that, right?
And they spawn him for a second. They're going to go for Mad, and they'll get the kill. So they'll take the Razor. It's easy. They don't even need to use the Burrow Strike. They look back at Jerax, but they back off quite easily. And that's Razor being a little bit far forward. Jerax not exactly throwing that fissure to stop them from going in, but at that point it was a little bit too late. Yeah, it's a double slow. The Penitence plus the Whirling Axes means you can't really run away. Yeah. And I like how No Tail's on the push. Tabo again really hurt. He can't continue to go in on No Tail.
He's like 200 gold. It's worth it. I take it. I'll walk away now. Dude, do anything for money. Health doesn't matter if you got items. He's going for that Helmet Dominator himself, so it's a little bit of a race.
Yeah, maybe looking for like a Centaur creep to get the vacuum into the Centaur stomp.
This isn't like, I feel like Wii is being forced to use the Shadow Realm defensively. Like you expect to use it to that extent, but you can feel the paranoia. Unless he sees Earthshaker, unless Earthshaker shows on the map, he doesn't want to try and harass too heavily.
He's also using it often, too. Like, every moment that
But he's leveling it. But he's maxed out. This is the thing. Like, as a core, you can max out Shadow Realm, and it's so worth it. And the cooldown is so low. I think it's 12 seconds it goes down to. Yeah, 12 seconds. And that's huge, right? Every 12 seconds, you can potentially put out a huge chunk of damage, like 400 damage onto your opponent before mitigation, right?
Very cool. They looked like they were setting up the Sand King bottom to try and go in on this Razor again.
Kills. King not really getting the full value out of the map. It's like every time he tries to look for something, he's turned on him.
They're going to go for this Razor. There's the Burrow Strike, but again, Jerax with the Fissure that keeps King RD by himself. They stun him in the Sandstone. Now Penance comes through on a Jerax, but it doesn't look like they're going to turn too heavily with heroes here.
Razor in a little bit of trouble, trying to chase through the Whirling Axes, and now going to run him down. He has no escape from this. He gets killed off, and that was overconfidence, I think. Like, he thought the gang was over. In the mid lane, meanwhile, there's more gangs. He gets a kill, but needs to run. S4 did a lot of damage. The Maledict hurting as well. The Fissure interruption.
Again! Every single time!
Dude, this guy's like beating up Scotty, like everywhere he needs to go. He just arrives, perfect timing. You know, he's Gandalf. You know, he's not late. He just arrives exactly when he's meant to.
He's got teleport always off cooldown, it seems like.
I mean, like pay attention, folks. This is how you should play. Like,
a nice Fissure comes out on King RD. Now he's got the totem, but yeah, Burrow Strike just gets him closer to Jerax. I mean, he doesn't have enough mana for the Fissure.
This was risky. I mean, they did have the ward here, but that isn't seeing any movement up here. For all he knows, there could be like a Witch Doctor retain. And King RD, he wants to turn. Jerax, once again, his position. He'll get stunned up, but now you're too far away. This is what we're talking about, like with the repositioning of the mid towers, because it's close to the river. You don't have more time to chase down people. So if they run after that, there's a response from S4, and S4 just instantly kills both of these heroes.
Yeah, and actually S4 is over bottom here with the Witch Doctor. So Fly S4 all here with Mad. We'll see if they're able to get Duster, but it looks like they kind of back off from going all the way through towards bottom as Tabo still farming up and he's not looking too high in the net worth overall.
That troll just... did you see that health
away for a moment and then just
disappeared. I mean, this is the point. Like, this is what Leshrac is ridiculous. And they're keeping it going in the mid lane. We find another kill, like Bedlam. Off cooldown, you should always be looking, right? Because this is the power. Maledict won't tick him out, but it sure as hell hurts.
And again, over bottom.
Top.
Also, it looks like they're going to go for No-Tail.
Tarbo's baiting it in. If No-Tail comes out, there's a stun through, but now who's not controlling up Tarbo? The roots are there. Can Jerax get across in time? King RD goes invis. That was an interesting fissure. Will not stun onto anyone. He's just trying to create a little passage through which you have to go. And they have to be defensive in the end. They haven't really got any items on the Lone Druid, so they can't really be super aggressive yet. It's hard. Like this is it's more like just farm, buy time, come out ahead. And we've been seeing that in the way Jerax has been playing so far. Speaking of Jerax, a little bit of trouble again.
He's getting a little bit low. The fissure comes out. That'll hit on the Sand King, but they have the damage dusters here, and especially with his army of
they're going for the bear.
And yeah, should be gold for him.
Free gold. There it is. They even give it a...
Oh my god, it even goes to HF, and that's insult to injury.
I mean, you lose your loved friend through life, Lone Druid's best, oldest friend, and on top of that, you give it across to a troll. Disgusts me, man. They will at least take a tower, though, and this is where their power is. They've got the Helm Dominator now, they've got a Chen, they've got a troll. They need to start pushing, and they know it. They need to build a gold, because at the moment, OG, slight gold lead to them, which is what you don't want to be seeing when you've taken a Chen in your lineup.
It looks like No-Tail's going to defend over top with Jerax, at least try to get him back from this tower. But off that, it's just a retreat from pain straightforward.
And this is the thing, why don't you do this every time? S4 is more or less just slapping dominance on the mid lane. You've got a level advantage for we, but when you look at the gold, like it's going in favor of S4. With those kills, just putting him over the top. And I think I'd be more worried about a Drac with gold than a Willow. Because Willow, like, you get some impact, but not a big increase. King RD, though, going through the stun. Now the first round to follow. They need to put him in place, and there it is. Bedlam coming out, misses a stun, but S4's fine. The fissure break in sight, and they just clean up we so quickly. Fantastically orchestrated there. Once again, Jerax, though, perfect position to cut off.
Yeah, it keeps S4 alive, and you also have Mad come through. Jerax is always there. The fissure lands on both of them. They're able to clean them up, and it looked like they were in a lot of trouble. It looked like they did at least lose S4. And the chase is on to Tabo for a moment from Mad with the static link.
Surge for 2 seconds. Give him a lot of damage.
And now the surge.
No, but look who's coming across. S4's making his way around now, smoked up. Tarbo's going to be in a lot of trouble in second stun. No, it can't hit. The surge lasting just long enough for Tarbo. I mean, you just don't really process it, right? 7.5 seconds in that scenario lasts a lifetime. And S4, he might be turned on Jerax.
Yeah, but they're going
King
for
RD.
King RD who's in the sandstorm. Now the Echo Slam comes out. The Pearl Strike goes onto the Earthshaker. They're looking for S4 as well as Jerax. Chases on the splitter. Hits the current crown. He's stunned. Bedlam comes through. 2 heroes dead on OG. And Pain Gaming Teeth a nice fight in there.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, there are Lone Druid things happening. He's pushing tower. I mean, this isn't the wrong move by No-Tail. He's not ready to fight yet. He just, like, he knows the best thing you can do for his team right now is find gold. Yeah. Like, at the moment, it's on a combination of kind of like S4 in conjunction with Fly and Jerax to find those kills. C6, he can kind of like, he's more kind of like, I'll be present, and if people go on me, there's going to be problems. But mid lane, another kill. Fly just disappears, and these roots are doing so much work.
It sets up so much. It sets up with the Burrow Strike. Maybe you get the Bramble Maze down. The second you get rooted there, you put the Curse Crown on top with the Burrow Strike. There's basically stun locked.
And now they're going to let you lose the tower. There isn't really a way for them to stop this push. Like the Chen creeps, you can slowly pull them down. The stun coming through. S4 a little bit of trouble. We'll run away in time, but C6 can vacuum in, don't get the root, but then Snare will follow, and they need to retreat. We just holding that terrorizing craze. Nice stun onto King RD. Needs to be careful here. Chasing through Fly. Oh, they got vision for a second. King RD caught in the corner.
Courier.
Stun through, but S4, there it is. Just a final right click will secure the kill. And meanwhile, who's chasing in? It's Big Daddy No-Tail. He wants some kills. He'll get away from the bear, but Costa hanging around a little bit long. Going to chase through right now, and there's the stun.
Yeah, and you take a look as the Chen, he gets run down by No-Tail. At least the bear part roots him up, gets the kill, especially with the fissure coming in from Jerax. So it's an easy couple there for OG. They take a 10-9 lead, and this might be a tower for them over mid.
Yeah, this is going to be the turnaround. I mean, this is the thing. Both teams have that push power. Leshrax is kind of, you know, it's not constant, but it is powerful. It's a spiky damage with Diabolic Edict. And now with Lone Druid just stacking up, well, they're even going to get rid of the poor little creeps here. Does this Dark Troll someone or not start or not? Apparently not, but they want to return some damage to Jerax. It's just too many people stacked here. They can't go in, right? This kind of thing, like Dark's here, he's waiting for the team to stack up, get a good vacuum, and then go for like a bomb, right? A terrorize into roots, there's chaos, the troll will jump straight in the center. But like there's so many variables to that, it's hard to pull off, right? I think that's another reason like we don't see things like the Dark Seer, the Enigma, these heroes picked up as much. You still see them, but it's more like an insurance policy. And the thing about Darkseer is he's good, but like an Enigma Black Hole's a bigger insurance policy, right? Like a vacuum is dangerous, but that's not going to stop you going in. A black hole would stop you going like, no, we can't stack, we can't go as 5.
It's the omnipresence of Black Hole, where if
in
it's
the
off cooldown, you don't know, you're never confident in going in, especially if you don't have vision on the Enigma. But Fissure comes through the Lightning Storm. Can they get the splitter? They do land it onto Weehaw. They have flight coming in. There's the Echo Slam, and into the Shadow Realm Weehaw goes, but it's not going to do enough, and he ends up dropping. So another big kill there for OG.
I mean, this is getting rough. Like we were questioning, like it was an interesting choice to take the Willow mid, but against the Leshrac, you just saw the issue, right? Like if you get the Maledict on him, you'll still do damage to him when he's in that Shadow Realm. Shadow Realm was his safe zone, you know? It's his own realm of safety, and it's not acting that way this game. There's so many ways to intercept it with the Earthshaker, with the Leshrac.
You just don't get that safe space.
At this point, like the positive is you're making space for this troll. He's top of the net worth, he's farming decently, he has got the Battle Fury, which means he's not maybe looking to fight too much in the next several minutes. He wants to get BKB at least, but
which is interesting because I thought Pain would want to finish it off a little bit earlier.
I mean, you got the Chen, right? There's always that question of, is there a timer on this? But like I said, when we approach this mid-game, like you look at the Sand King, he doesn't have the blink. He's actually far off. King is not getting much gold out of this game. I mean, he's actually the poorest person in the entire game. Chen has more gold, right? So, because he's been forced to buy the observers, right? They wanted a quick medallion on Chen, and this is the price you pay. And speaking of pricing, they're going to make a big, heavy one on the no-tail here. Jump straight in, the crown through, nice. Stunned with the Burrow Strike, but look at that hold from Fly. Waiting for the cast opportunity, but it won't come. Although they might. Death Ward, Chen. He's got the Hand of God. He'll have to use it if he wants to live here. There it goes up, but it's already too late. The TP won't make it. C6 cleans him up, and they'll look for more. King RD will make it out. The Yules comes. Intercepted. Razor Power is here. King RD trying to move away with the Burrow Strike, but there's a stun. I don't think they can get him. They have to let him go at this point. They've thrown everything at him. But how often do you expect the Razor to build a Yules?
Yeah, Mad comes in with the Yules, locks him down, but it just wasn't enough. They got the kill on Duster, and to take out that Chen, if they could take out the creeps as well, that would be quite nice. But it looks as though Pain Gaming are going to try and turn this around onto Mad as they continue on forward. There's the Curse Crown. They should follow it up with the Burrow Strike, but Fly is here with the catch. There's the Sandstorm, and it's going to hit him back with the Bramble Maze. Bedlam made a all comes through. He does get away, and now the turnaround comes in from S4. The Terrorize pushes them back, and it's just not enough. As Maledict, is there enough there in Shadow Realm? And there it is.
I mean, this is brutal every time, right? Because the cast time on that Terrorize, you don't have enough health to tank up the damage that gets added onto the Maledict. So if Maledict hits you, he needs a Yules, man. He needs an escape from this, and he doesn't have that right now. And he doesn't want it. Because if you're building a Yules against a Leshrac or an Earthshaker, what's awaiting you when you come down? Do you like stuns? Because they do.
Because you're going to eat them. And it's going to be really bad for you as they try to go in on S4. They'll lead with the Burrow Strike. There it hits. Tabo's coming through with the Ion Shell. There's a vacuum, pulls him on back, and he denies himself. Makes sure he doesn't give up that gold.
We said about this Bloodstone though, didn't we? Right? You remember us saying, like, you pick it up early, but the moment, like, you're very vulnerable. You don't have any defensive elements, and if you're pushing alone like that, like that's kind of the mistake. Like, I think because they had some walls down, they felt maybe we can just push and farm isn't too bad. But you have to be aware, like, you just saw Pain Heroes up there. They were just there recently. There's no saying they've necessarily retreated. I mean, S4 knows he needs to get more out of the map so that No-Tail can farm safer, get a big item, and then move more aggressively. And speaking of those big items, I mean, Bear does have no Radiance now, so...
Yeah, I think S4, although he lost those charges on the Bloodstone, his goal is just to open up that space for the Lone Druid, and he's done that. Now with the Radiance, it gets much easier from here.
I always like seeing this when you got low cooldown ults. It's like, well, I might as well farm with it. Like, most people really question this sort of stuff, and it's like, you've got 35 seconds now? Yeah, 35 seconds on the Bedlam. Of course you're going to farm. And you know what OG are going to farm? They're going to farm heroes. They run into King RD, the Echo Slam straight away. The Fidget pull off, there's no chance King RD gets out of this. Bounces to the creeps, can they farm those as well? They might. Look, this is what I'm talking about the cask. There goes Chen's army. You know what? This is worse than Chen dying. Right? When a Chen dies, his first thought, it's like a parent wanting their children to live on, like, at least my baby survived. And then just as soon as you see them die, you're just screaming internally because you know you're about to spend like 2 more minutes in the jungle finding all the creeps you wanted.
Yeah, they thought they were going to go to college, get a good job.
Degrees, man.
Degrees.
Oh, man, he goes the wrong way. I mean, I love this Yules because of this, right? If Razor's solo ganking, you usually escape.
Just on a creep. I thought that might have hit Tabo.
No, Tabo's making sure he stays away, but they're going to make sure the creep goes to hell for that one. Another 200 gold. I mean, this is almost as valuable as killing a bear, right? Like, the gold intake is kind of insane. So loads of people wonder why you put that much effort. 200 gold.
It's a bit brutal now. And it's...
I mean, that item needed nerfing. Like, Helm of Dominator was way too good for what it was. I anticipate they would just get rid of the, like, half the attack speed altogether and then decrease regen.
And it's still getting picked up. They've got 2 heroes here.
It's still good. Still good. It's just, it's more fair now. It's not ludicrous. It's not like I could build this on any hero and feel like, yeah, I got good value.
So OG trying to take this Roche, but...
There's no interruption. Like, King doesn't even have a blink.
Yeah, he's so far behind. He can't even get even close enough.
They'll see him coming. That's the problem. So, like, what do? Do you stun him then try an Epicenter? No. Do you Epicenter them running? They're going to see you coming.
Yeah.
They have to let this happen, and they know it's happening because Chen is just pushing bot in the meantime. Look at this. Troll ult. Let's just push. I mean, they are farming pretty aggressively now, so the Aegis gets picked up. They stick it on S4, and this is the right call because that man just lost some Bloodstone charges. He needs to reclaim, okay? You need to, like, grab your opponents, dangle them upside down, and shake the blood out of them. I think that's how you feel the Bloodstone.
Well, that's how people used to just take my lunch money.
Jesus. Wow, that got really personal.
Just replace blood with my lunch money as they shake me on my ankles.
Are we doing some like growing up stories? You know, like you get the TI with the casters like, yeah, growing up it wasn't easy, man.
Just short therapy sessions for me during this whole event, I guess.
People kept shaking me, asking for like A positive blood. I was like, what the
You're a rare blood type.
We need it. Speaking of things they need, Mad, he's feeling a bit mad. He wants to go straight under King RD here. They've got the control wind drop. Jarak stun him up. There's a vision to make sure they get vision, and now King RD's dead.
And there's that's what you're talking about. Like, that's why you can't pick up a Eul's as Weehaw, because with that Eul's just coming out from Mad, it sets up the fissure, it sets up the split earth. Like, you've got all that static link time.
He was probably sitting there, he's like, do I need a Eul's this game? And he just watched that mid lane. He's like, I do not need a Eul's. I do not want a Eul's. Like, 4-staff would be something else. Like, 4-staff might be better. Maybe you get away before the damage gets too much from the Leshrac. I think that's his best shot right now. And this is never a good scenario because what you're doing is you're building defensive. Yeah. Right. And it's kind of a win for OG because the way the lineup works is if you can pierce them, they die really quick. Like Jarak's, you know, he's there for the revolt, but as soon as like it's typical Earthshaker mentality, it's like get the combo, then I have to walk away. Let my carries off. Fly is incredibly squishy, and S4. I mean, we saw how quickly he melted earlier. So I feel like they need some sort of impact, and it's that blink dagger. I keep looking back
far
at King.
Away.
This is rough. This is a very rough game. And the net worth lead might only be 4k, but it's the case of where that gold is. And I'm not sure this POS 5, essentially POS 5, Sand King is paying off.
Yeah, and you've got the Blink Dagger on Jarak, so they're ready to go with their big ultimate of blinking in and having the Echo Slam. And that's just a lot of lockdown that comes if he hits that on multiple heroes, because then you've got the follow-up fissure. Like, what do you do at that point? There's so much to follow it up from OG that a nice Echo Slam leads to them coming with the other 4 heroes and getting a full team wipe, most likely.
I mean, we said earlier, those two are going to decide. Oh, no, Tail. He's found Tarbo. Surge is going to allow him to run away, but they are running forward. Can they catch him in time? Surge is about to end. Maybe. They got a lot of distance to close, though. I think he can make it away.
He actually turned back for a second, maybe thinking that
more people there or he baits. Yeah. Oh, King RD going in wrong to S4. This is not the right move. He needs to run away real quick. This player hit onto him. The hand of God to keep him alive. S4 just running down. There's the user. Echo Slam on the back foot. Will find Wee. Wee's going to die before he can really do anything. The Maledict just ticking him out so quick. S4 will survive. But Wee, he won't be so lucky, I don't think. He's just trying to bottle up. He reaches the shrine just in time. And Chen, he sacrifices his life so his core doesn't have to. But that was incredibly close. The Maledict, once again, almost deciding Wee's fate. I mean, you saw him just bottling. It's like, please,
so
no.
much damage came in right after that Maledict that he had to go back to that shrine and just barely survives.
That was close. You probably just hear HFN like deep breath. Like,
okay, I'm good.
I mean, it's the thing, he's only there on his own. Terror's going to come out of BKB.
Fly getting shredded here as HFN continues to move on forward. But they've got the Razor. There's the Eul's S4. Maybe looking to move on forward. The Curse Crowns onto the Leshrac. There's the Fissure, but he's behind enemy lines. We are going in real deep with that Bedlam, but
it's fine.
OG's not going to chase. He's able to get away.
S4. Oh, Starvo, the vacuum. They missed the Epicenter through. Finally, they're able to do some action, but the turnaround damage is big. Magic's running him down. Wants to kill on the HFN, but can he get it? He can't close the distance, and S4 just clearing the backline because look who's turned around. He gets interrupted. He can't get the shadow round. Finally will at the end, but look at the dash from S4. The Yult protect him again. We will not be so lucky. He can't get the right clicks out of time. S4 gets the kill. Now they need to run. HFN looks to run them down. Jarak the first. No, second to fall because they do get rid of the Aegis, but S4, he hasn't got a Yult straight away. He's got to wait 10 seconds to stun through. He's dead. And that's the turnaround they needed. You see what I mean? That's Epicenter. Like, it looked like the damage wasn't great, right?
Yeah.
but the anarchy it causes in the ranks, because even even formidable teams like OG, you start to realize, okay, we've got to split away, right? So as soon as you split up as the OG lineup, Pain can just run the troll down the center, right? That's what you're looking for.
And that all stems from the fact that they've now got the Blink Dagger onto the Sand King. They have the ability to get that long-range initiation, have that Epicenter come through on these team fights, and just with that Blink Dagger, it turns things around.
Yeah, the Blink finally arriving. I mean, it's been a long wait for him, but he's finally, like, he's licking his lips like, kills, boys, let's go. It's time for some SA Dota. And the only problem with that is you've just got that, right? And the big impact is the magic damage you put out. What's No Tail built? That's a pipe.
Yeah.
Most of your damage is not going to be there now because, I mean, you've got level 2 Epicenter, sure.
Oh, King RD.
Jerax.
Blind Fissure. Jerax coming real close, but not close
enough. If he hits that, I just want to see him type in the chat, "You sunk my battleship." Like, it just feels like you're playing battleships when you take a shot like that.
Jerax to C3. Suck.
HFN to K3, man. Like, yeah, like he's got it in his name. He's right there. He BKB that, by the way.
Yeah, he BKB'd out, and that's a, what is that, 10-second BKB charge there?
I think he used it once last, so yeah, no, it's twice now, so he's down 8 seconds.
8 seconds, wow. That's you don't really want to use those early BKB charges that defensively,
because
but yeah.
Razor has the Yules. Yeah. And this is the effect that Razor really has in this game. Just building that Yules. Like, a lot of people, they think you have to go for the Sanj and Yasha, but you're just seeing the impact that it's had here, and the smoke up actually spotted out by Pain's ward. Will they try and counter this, or they just avoid it? That's the question. They're leading with S4 pretty far forward, but Jerax with the Blinks can just turn around any moment they want. And remember, no BKB charge for another 20 seconds on HFN.
Yeah, so we'll see what they're able to do if they can defend the high ground again. The Razor, he had that BKB, so they are ready to take that high ground, as that's what kept him alive earlier. He just didn't have the ability to get close enough to HFN to finish him off, because he goes down in that fight, and that completely goes differently. So if they could take out the troll earlier, I think OG are able to just storm through high ground.
Yeah, absolutely, because Troll's not saving back. He knows he's behind, like, he feels his team is behind, right? Like, he's got the highest network, but he feels the rest of his team, they need him, man. They need him. They need to believe in him. But, like, he probably still wants an MKB before he feels confident. Once he has MKB, he's like, let's go, boys. Let's plonk the axes together and smack them into people's faces. But, I mean, I like this from Jerax, right? Like, originally he was like, I will be your hero, and now he's just lurking around, just in the shadows, ready to just jump on anyone he gets the shot to.
He's just got that song playing in the background. I could be your hero, baby.
I don't think that's how you get hyped up for, like, a team fight.
It depends on the...
Maybe you go for like a rock one, like, I need a hero, just jump in, but I mean, whatever gets you hyped for your kills, man. Just like, I don't know what you're trying. Are you trying to kill them with love?
Maybe.
Some Kenny Rogers stuff going on here. That's a bit interesting. Oh. Meanwhile, OG, they're not focused on singing, they're focused on taking towers. I mean, you've got the Lone Druid, you need to approach high ground, they're going to do that, because the rest of OG are not in the base, and they have to get back. Look at this.
I don't know. They have to get back. OG can continue to push. They might even just try to TP back and fight, but we high in the trees. Let's send the bear back, which is perfect.
Yeah, they don't even, like, this looks like they're not committed.
They're trying to bait an Echo Slam here. They got the Fissure. There's the Splitter. Now land on HFN. Here comes Jerax with the Totem. Terrorize on a couple of these heroes that wants it in, and there's the send back from Chen.
Fantastic send back, and I mean, that was a perfect attempt at a bait. While chasing down, they're going to actually find a kill on the Duster. No escape for the Paul support, but he gets his core out, and that was actually almost a piece of art from OG, right? Like, you saw the bear guy, and they're like, okay, they're just clearing us out, and they're going to push our high ground again. But Pain read it correctly. They went, wait, if they're going to push, why the hell? Like, there's no one else is committing to this push. Like, surely, surely S4 is going to be on the high ground pushing that tower. So they read that correctly, they try and move away. They had to use another BKB charge though. That's the price. And I mean, we're down to what? Yeah, 7 seconds now. This is
where it's getting risky for HFN, and it's been dangerous. Even with the 9 and the 8-second BKBs, it's becoming a little bit dangerous. And S4 still being pretty effective here with just 9 bloodstone charges.
BKB now.
Yeah,
that's the other big problem. So you're wholly reliant on Troll to kill off S4 here.
This is risky from HFN because the stun will hit.
Now the lines don't go through. He's going to do enough damage, but now HFN will back away. He knows he can't take that fight. That's the thing. Even if you run and you get the bash, how many trolls build lifesteal now? How many? Like, I don't think I see it very often until you're like almost 6 slot and you go, Satan, let's go, boys. But that's a long way off.
And the thing there is, like, look at how much damage S4 did in that moment of time, and it's just him. Like, if there's a second hero there, if Jerax is there, you're probably dead, unless you use a BKB charge.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, like, at the moment, he's just it's kind of like, willy-nilly. I'm just going to throw them out. They're going to save my life. But like eventually, if OG get the next Roche, right, then they turn it into a push, and you've only got like a 5-second BKB.
Eventually 5 seconds is just not going to be enough.
Well, if you're forced to use the BKB in the first instance of fight, that's just to get the Aegis, and you know they're going to put on S4, and he comes back, he's going to feel like a rejuvenated man. He's just going to do so much damage to this troll. Oh, S4 the BKB! HFN trying to batch up, but can't. He'll actually have to settle for the range attacks now. Mad on top of him, just chasing through. HFN's BKB is about to run out. The figure, not right on the timing, but Mad keeps chasing with his own BKB. Look at the damage he's sapping away. Turns on to Tavo. Tavo needs a surge, but he hasn't got it. Finally, just trying to move the high ground. He won't get a chance. That is the big BKB used by Razor, but they get 2 kills because Duster, once again, left in the dust by his team.
Yes, Duster and Tavo dropping there as it started with the static link. Penance came out trying to still long enough, and all of a sudden he's just got that BKB. So what are you going to do to keep him slow, keep him back? He takes all that damage, throws it back at Pain Gaming, and that's just the way that BKB with a higher duration for this Razor.
But now you give a Roche across, you have no choice, you have no way of stopping this. Even with the Sand King, you know it's not going to be enough. And now look in the mid lane, Terrorize comes out. This is strictly to retreat. We will not get a chance as he does die off anyway, because guess what? Leshrac, Pulse Nova, let's go. Every time, and the only thing they can do is trade. They'll get the tier 2 bot, but they have to give up an Aegis and cheese.
Yeah, I'm starting to really, I was doing it in the beginning anyway, I'm starting to really question this Dark Willow pick, because it just doesn't make sense.
It's like I was telling you, right? Like the mid is where you put someone that you expect, like, are you going for a huge impact off levels?
Yeah.
Is there a better place you put it? Because the mid, like, you feel like mid is the farm lane now, right? Like, of course you expect your carry to farm, but compared to how mids used to function, farming is like, it's so safe now with that tier 1. So he traded all right in the laning phase, but what do you get when you come out of that? Like, surely you can see that the thing with Dark Willows, you can get quick Yules, great, whatever. Or if you can get like a blink, great. But your combos are just in your spells, right? Leshrac, if he gets a Bloodstone and the Yules,
you're in trouble.
He's happy. He's happy, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's the thing. You saw he didn't go for the Yules on the Dark Willow
because he couldn't.
Well, if he did, right, and he ever gets forced to use it defensively, like, even if you use it aggressively, there's good, like, he knew what was going to happen. He's going for it
now, though, and I think it's a detrimental item to him. I don't know.
There's no better choice right now.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
what do you do? BKB? Super defensive, because Willow doesn't function like that. You want to just be in there doing the damage, and the problem is, if he goes BKB, he's just going to be killed off by a combination of Razor and Lone Druid just right-clicking him. And it's kind of awkward. Like, you're in this scenario where there's no suboptimal, but there's no optimal item. Like, it's more...
You're locked in a spot that you're going to be behind no matter what item you pick.
And you need a quick item, right? BKB is going to take so much longer to get than Yules. And you need to put, because you can feel the timer ticking. Because OG are up 13k net worth lead. They've got the Aegis. And if you go late up against a Leshrac and Earthshaker,
jumps out onto the Razor. They a wall laid down. There's the Yules keeping it alive for a little bit longer. As S4 comes in, the BKB is going to be popped by this troll as well as the Razor. They continue on forward. There's the Bramble Wing. It's the splitter of hits. And now HFN in a little bit of trouble. It's the death of an Echo Slap comes out. The Burrow Destroyer.
Captain Mortal Hero is going to move away, but look at this, so retreating straight away. Oh, fantastic Epicenter. They have to leave Tavo behind.
Oh my god.
Huge ult on each side of the fight, and what was the impact? Nothing. This is what we were talking about. Like, at this stage in the game, everyone is so tanky. You feel like Sand King, if he hasn't got level 3 Epicenter, he couldn't kill anyone at all.
That's where that pipe comes in handy from Lone Druid. They have so much ability to sustain and extend those fights with the Yules they have, with the pipe they have, and just the Radiance as well as how.
Oh no, the Hex. Boy, Troll. He's dead here and he knows it. Mad.
Oh, he's got no
giving a freebie. And 85 seconds. Now Terrorize from We. They're just trying to keep him away from the base. We needs to run though, because Jerax doesn't get the fissure on the right side. Can he chase this though? He hasn't got Blink available. He's got 4 stuff. Could chase on. Oh no, S4. Is he going to cut off We?
Dun dun.
Dun 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 ladder, dun ladder. And We. Oh, he goes to the Shadow Realm. But he's not going to get a chance to escape. He's dead.
Yeah, the Pulse Nova, it's hidden, and as well as the stuns coming out,
they're about to lose.
It's so overwhelming.
They're going to lose a lane.
They might lose more because it's 16,000 net worth behind.
Okay.
You still don't have Troll for 50 seconds.
Like, on S4. He still has the Aegis though. This is only going to be 1 life you can get at the vacuum back. There's the BKB coming out. He's going to try and run away. The Root's going to achieve nothing. And now with Mad here as well, they're stacked and they're tanky. They can still just go for the tower. Look at this. They stun up the bear. They're trying to buy time, but what are you buying time for? You're still 30 seconds out on your troll. You can at least lose 1 lane here.
What's surprising is Witch Doctor's still just up. They place down the wall. Mad's not even going to run into that. They take out the tier 3 tower. OG are able to invade his base. There's the Hex. He continues on forward. Mad looking for the kill on the Duster. He's forced all the way back into the well. They look towards this Rax. Now the Burrow Strike comes through, but he's going to end up surviving,
They're
taking
not
the
stopping
melee
the
Rax.
bear. The bear is just doing, like, every stun goes on it, but no one's killing off this bear. They can't.
Radiant's middle
And they just take the racks, they take on the racks and they leave. They're just happy with that. Or maybe S4's not. Excuse me. Like, this is the thing. The whole while, the mid was pushing.
Ranger Axe goes down mid.
Catapults are powerful, man. Oh, nice route, but like, how do you follow up on S4? He's still got that Aegis to go for it. It's stunned through, and the Glimmer to save. This is just like wasted resources because the Aegis going to run out soon, and now King RD might pay his life. The Terrorize comes out, should protect King RD. That's another big old cooldown, and Echo Slam in. They catch him off and get rid of Duster again.
Yeah, Duster drops another time. The Curse Crown comes through. Got the Pulse Nova. They'll hit the splitter. Down goes Weehaw for the nth time here, as he's going to be gone for 75 seconds. No buyback.
HFN knows this is it. If they don't do this, they're going to lose. They need to make a move. Epicenter, he actually does get it off. It looked like Council was saying move through, but S4 taking no damage. The stun through going to catch on the 2. The 4 start to save man, and now S4 getting super low. He still has the Aegis though. The stun coming out. Going to get HFN chasing on the ball. GG gets called as the Pacers get smacked in front of their own Raxes. They give in. Game 1 goes the way of OG.
Yeah, nicely done there by the side of OG to take that game so well.
I mean, yeah, it was a case of, we said they needed to push quick on the side of Pain, right? They were